one defensive play, and they finally did, because the Nuggets back and forth, and what a win for the Nuggets.
Let's break down that defensive effort. It occurred so late in the game, late in overtime, but show us what worked here.
You know, first off, it's 126-22. You're thinking either a quick two or an open three. And one of the things that happens on this out-of-bounds play, Jamal jumps out to Chris Paul, so it forces him to go a different direction and eats up some clock. Chris Paul finally gets it, clock coming down, but Will Barton sees that Paul might have him beat. Gary reacts the way it was. No three there that would have maybe could have been, but look at Joker.
Watch the hands.
2-on-1. Get the big mid out. Wow. Steal. PJ picks it up. And Joker knows how to get rid of it. And the Nuggets are the beneficiaries of a great defensive effort. Look at that. Great react, stay in front. And Payne thought he had DeAndre Ayton, but
no, he didn't.
Probably should have shot that one.
Say what you want about Nikola Jokic. A lot of people question his defense. Folks, 3 steals tonight. He leads the team in steals.
It's like 5th in the league or something. He averaged almost 2 steals a game, had 3 tonight. The Nuggets forced 9 turnovers in the fourth quarter. That was a difference maker, too, to get back. They were down 14.
Nuggets also got some great performances off the bench, namely one Monte Morris. With more on that, let's go to Katie Winge. Katie?
Guys, Monte Morris was acting like a starter tonight for the Denver Nuggets, and he ended up finishing this game. He had 17 points, was a plus 17 for the Denver Nuggets. So if that doesn't explain the impact that he had on the floor, I'm not quite sure what will. But the way that he is able to finish through the trees has been phenomenal for Denver. He has become Mr. Consistency in so many different ways. As a guy that I think everybody has come to trust. Coach Malone trusts him in pretty much every situation possible. He has proved time and time again that he makes very smart decisions. He makes the right decision, whether that's taking the shot himself, taking it all the way to the basket, or that's making a pass to either a roller or to an open shooter. Monte has become the floor general of that second unit, and now he's mixing in with the starters, which I also really like too, because it gives Jamal Murray a chance to work off the ball a little bit, become more of a shooting guard and get some shots that way. So what Monte Morris has become for this Denver Nuggets team, and you think back to the beginning of the season before, the first tip even happened, where they signed an extension with him, and how great is that? Vic and Hands, that the fact the Nuggets invested in him, they saw how he could play, they instilled confidence in him in doing that before the season even started, and now Monte Morris is doing what he's doing for this team. I mean, he proved that he deserved that extension, before the season even started, but now it's like, thank goodness you have him if you're, one of these Nuggets guys. And these are great examples right here. He can do it on both sides of the floor. He's defending and is working on that side of the basketball. And then here he's knocking down wide open shots, which is exactly what you need. 17 points from him off the bench tonight. And again, like I mentioned, he was in with that closing group when it mattered most. Coach Malone trusts him to make those types of decisions. He can shoot over extremely tall players. He has found ways to be crafty and to finish in different situations. You see tonight just a picture of efficiency. 6 of 10 from the field, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 3 assists for Monte. So when the Nuggets needed a little spark, when they needed someone to make something happen, when Jamal Murray and a couple of the other guards weren't knocking down some of those shots, it felt like Monte sparked that in a lot of ways in that second half. A guy, Vic and Hands, that you watch and you're like, it's so nice to trust him and know that he's going to make the right play every single time.
And the clutch layups in traffic.
Yes.
That's the thing
through
that
the
sticks
trees.
out.
It's incredible.
He has a unique ability, even when it looks like a size mismatch where he's going to get a shot blocked. Just a little hesitation that gets that defender out of balance, and he just lays it up and in.
Thanks, Katie. Let's see how we did at our points bet wagers tonight. The Nuggets were 1-point underdogs in this game. We're not expected to win, and yet, look at those results. Those look good, huh? The over-under, that was easy.
Massive over.
That was easy. That was done by halftime. Joker and Murray combining. Download the PointsBet app now and use code NUGGETS2K. You get 2 risk-free bets for up to $2,000. And by your Front Range Toyota stores and the adventurous 2021 Toyota 4Runner. Nuggets rally from 14 down in the desert, taking care of the Suns. Here's Coach Malone.
Speak to the defensive effort in the second half and overtime and how the momentum of that game seemed to flip after halftime.
Yeah, I mean, that was our discussion at halftime. I challenged our starters. I thought our starters were awful in the first half. I thought our bench came in, gave us some life, got us back in the game. Then to close the first half, we went back to our starters, and it was a three-point barrage. We didn't defend anybody, and they didn't feel us. And that was a conversation. That was a clips. That was a challenge. And, I'm proud of our guys because they answered the bell. And we forced them to call the first time out in the third quarter. And just listen to the second half numbers, including overtime. 58 points allowed, 39% from the field, 31% from the three-point line. We had 32 assists, only 9 turnovers. We scored 80 paint points, which is a ridiculous number of points in the paint. And I thought Will Barton down the stretch in overtime was clutch, making his free throws. I think he had 8 of our 16 overtime points. That's our challenge, Mike. I mean, we keep on talking about it, but in the second half we defended, we won the game. Hopefully tomorrow against the same team, we don't have to wait until second half to get our defense going.
We'll go to Harrison Wynn.
Hey, Michael, all year we've talked about Monte as just kind of that model of consistency. What was maybe the biggest thing that stood out about his night tonight to you?
I mean, it's not surprising, Harrison. I mean, I think Monte is he's been incredible. I mean, off the bench for us. And, tonight he plays 32 minutes, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. His ability to know when to attack, know when to get off the ball, make a play for somebody else, his competitive spirit on the defensive end of the floor, and just his overall confidence right now. I mean, Monte Morris, I'm so thankful, he signed that contract extension. He's been a really important piece of what we've done here these last few years. And I just love how confident and aggressive he's playing. And we've said that for a couple of years now. When Monte plays like that, he's a difference maker. And that's how he's played every night for us, which is great to see. Monte is the Pied Piper. Everybody loves that kid, has a huge amount of respect for that kid, as do I.
Go to Joel Rush.
Hey, Coach. I was looking at some numbers, and pretty consistently over the past few seasons, the Nuggets have limited the frequency of above the break three-pointers pretty well, but the corner threes have been a pretty high frequency. So just wondering about the defensive scheme and if that is a challenge specifically for your type of defense.
Yeah, the way we play pick and rolls, we open up ourselves a little bit to the corner three. But 2 years ago, we had the number 1 3-point defense in the NBA. Obviously, last year we dropped the middle of the pack. And as of right now, obviously, we're not anywhere close to being where we need to be. The weird thing for me is that within every game, there is such a drastic up and down between quarter to quarter, half to half. As I mentioned, in the first half, they were 11 of 25 for 44%. In the second half, plus overtime, they were 6 of 19 for 31%. We've shown we can do it. We've shown that we have the ability to be the best in the NBA at doing it. The challenge is, Joel, to do it a lot more consistently and as close to 48 minutes as possible. And when our guys lock in on that end, because that second quarter was we were just letting them shoot. I think Mikal Bridges had 5 threes in the first half, didn't miss. So it's just a greater awareness, greater discipline, and greater multiple effort.
Todd Romero.
Hey, Coach, you really looked down the stretch and you guys needed a bucket and things were back and forth. That obviously you went to the big guy down low in Nicole. I thought the team was very patient in trying to find him down low.
Well, he's one of the best closers in the game. I mean, obviously last, 3-4 years, we've been one of the better late game teams. We've had our struggles this season, but Jamal and Nicole have proven time and time again to never be afraid of the moment and never be afraid of taking the big shot. And, Nicola's our best player, man. We're going to play through him, give him the ball, knowing he's going to make the right play. I thought Jamal's energy in that third quarter was infectious. I think everybody kind of fed off of that. Gary, Will, Paul, Nicola. But, yeah, down the stretch, Nicola's going to have the ball, and we trust him 1,000% to make the right play.
Go to Ryan Blackburn.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned the 80 points of the paint. It felt like there was a lot of control and consistency attacking the rim tonight and doing exactly what the team needed to do. Gary Harris and Will Barton specifically just looked like different players out there, just attacking with reckless abandon. What gives you, what changes about this Nuggets team when Gary is attacking the way he is and Will is attacking the way that he is?
Well, I think, we've made shooting more